Welcome to the second part of the DMN video. In this part, we are going to use the process which we have used before and integrate a decision service instead of a decision table. A decision service combines multiple decision tables to one result. Now, let's look at the process which we have had before. We started with a start event over here. Then we have a loan request intake, followed by the evaluate loan request. And then based on that decision in here, we either went for approved, declined, or review required. Now, inside the loan request intake, we captured some information. We have the name, the age, the country, and the amount. And there we are going to add a new field, which is also a number field, which is the credit score. We make that field also required, that the user needs to fill it out. Now we have an additional field which we can use inside our decision tables. Let's take the evaluate loan request, and here we are going to remove our reference to the decision table. So we unlink that one and say finish in here. And then we see that below that we have the decision service reference. We are going to create a new decision service. Let's call that evaluate loan request decision service, and press create and then finish. And then it will open our decision service in here. Now that decision service is split into two different parts. The top part is actually the list of decision tables, which should be part of our output, while the bottom part is what we just use internally. So let's add a few decision tables in here. First, we are going to do the evaluate loan request. That is actually the decision table which we have had before. So we have that table in here. When we would move that to the top part, actually, then it would be part of the output. So it would be the same as what we have had before, just that we have that additional wrapper with the decision service now. But we are going to add a few more parts in here. One part is going to be here our output part. And then another one we have down here. Let's start with them down here. We are going to evaluate the credit score, and then we are going to evaluate the loan eligibility. And with that, basically, we can now say those two here at the bottom, they are needed for the final one, which we have above here. With that, we already modeled out our decision service. Now, to make that kind of work with the existing process which we have behind, we are going to slightly adapt our evaluate a loan decision table. Here we are saying here, that's our pre-approval state, and we call the variable also pre-approval state. Pre-approval state. And with that, we can save that. We have that variable in here, which we later on going and use inside our decision table for the loan eligibility. So now let's say we have here the evaluate credit score decision table, evaluate credit score. And we change here the first column to be our credit score. We are using the credit score variable, which is actually a number field. And we are adding the credit score actually twice. That allows us to basically define an in-between. Both of the times it's a number. And then we have an credit rating as a result, credit rating. Here we call the variable also credit rating, and that is going to be a string. We have different values in here. So we say bad, fair, and excellent. And we are now saying here, when the credit score is below 500, I use here the second one since it's an upper boundary. That one here is actually empty. Then our credit rating is going to be bad. In case our credit score is above or equal 500, then and below 700, then we are actually below, not above. Then we are going for fair. And when it is above 700, then we are really happy. Then we are going for excellent. With that, we have an additional simple decision table. Since we know that everything can only happen once, we can use here the unique hit policy again. And with that, basically, we are done with the evaluate credit score. Now, the last decision table which is missing is our loan eligibility. So let's add that one. So evaluate loan. And with that, we press create and we say finish. Now, in this here, we are going to have two different input parameters. The first one is going to be our pre-approval state, which is actually the variable pre-approval state, and it's from the type string. We know here that we have possible values like decline, review, and approve. And I think it was declined, review, and approved, yes. And we then say we add an additional column, which is our credit rating. That credit rating here has also defined values. So we have here bad, fair, and excellent. And with that, we have our input columns. We are now going to edit the output column, which is our approval state. So we name that as the one which we are already using inside our process. That's a string again, and we have here declined, then review and approved. Okay, with that we have now our basic layout of the decision table, and we can start here with when it is equal to declined and the credit rating is excellent. And those are kind of things which I'm just making here up. Then we go for review. And I mean, depending on your scenario, you might have different values in here. I just fill in now the different possibilities which we have. So we are going to cover basically each possibility in here. We say for each of them, basically, they should be equal. Let's say here that is not excellent. Then here next we say basically that's equal to fair or not fair. And then we have bad over here, which is equal here and not equal here. Then we have declined here. When we say when it's declined and not excellent, then let's just go ahead and decline it. When we have review and fair, then let's approve it. When it's not fair, then still review it. When it's approved and bad, then we are going for review as well. And when it's approved and bad and not bad, then let's approve it as well. And we can we have here all options basically, and all of them are unique. So we can go here again for the unique hit policy. With that, we have now our decision service done with all the decision tables belonging to it. We have this evaluate loan request, which is our pre-approval basically. Then we have our evaluate credit score and our table, which is evaluating the result of the other twos. As we can see here, basically the output of those is going to be the input of that one. So that is the data flow basically with the arrows. And with that, we have then an end result. So let's publish that. And once published, we can go ahead and execute it. So we now say new work. We would like to create a loan application. We say in here, that's our request 3. Age is maybe 20 in this case. We are saying the country is Netherlands. The amount is 200K this time. And we have a pretty good credit score with 800. So let's look first at what the result should be. We are going to start with our review loan decision table here. The age is below 20, so we are going into this one. With that, we go into decline, no matter which country or amount we have. But then on the other hand, we evaluate the credit score, which we have currently with 800, which is above the 700. And with that, we are going for then the execution with the review in total, which we should see actually here, not here in this one. So we have decline and it's excellent. So we are going into review. So let's complete this. And we see here we are in the review loan request. And with that, it basically worked. So this is then a simple decision service, which has two decision tables here at the bottom, which are just internal for then being used inside the decision table, which is here at the top. You can also have multiple decision tables at the top, and then you will have all of them as an output. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you very much for watching.